Hey there everyone, sorry hopping on a few minutes late here. I had a little connection issue that I had to fix first. So thanks for joining me again on another Make It With Me Monday. I have a guest in the studio who busted his way in, so everybody say hi to Aiden's paw and maybe we'll see some more of him as our evening progresses. Wanted to point out, in case you did not see it posted or did not get the email, my good demonstrator friends Amy Rich and Lisa Schmid and I will once again be hosting a live couple hours of stamping for you. We did this on Super Bowl Sunday and we had a lot of fun, and it was really kind of a nice event. And again, apologize for Aiden in the screen here. It was a nice event and we're going to do it again. So we are going to be featuring 3 of the suites from the mini catalog. We're each going to take one and show them to you during this time. So it's going to be Saturday, August 20th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And hi, Jesse, good to see you tonight. So if you want to join in, you go to sweetsinseason.com and you can find all the registering information there. It's $25 for that session. And then we've each had an additional add-on class of another suite feature plus another make and take that you can add on. They're $10 each. You can choose one of them, 2 of them, all 3 of them if you like. Yeah, Jesse, Aiden busted his way in before I could get the door closed. So right now he's content to look out the window. But yes, he is my favorite helper. Well, I mean, he thinks he's my favorite helper. So again, Saturday, August 20th, sweetsinseason.com is where you sign up. And sign up deadline is August 5th. So that is actually coming up soon because I can't believe that we are already in August. That's kind of crazy. But we look forward to joining you that day. You're going to get, for that $25, you're going to get 3 hours of presentations. We're going to show samples. It's a private group on Facebook. So even if you can't be there live to join us, you can come back and watch it anytime. And that again is a private group only for people who have purchased to join us that day. And then we will send you make and take packets. You'll make 2 make and takes with each of us in the basic $25 package. And then if you do any of the add-on classes, you'll have an additional make and take from each of us, or as a part of each one of those classes. So kind of a fun day, and we hope that you guys can sign up and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so let's get started here. So for today, we are going to need a piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to be using Daffodil Delight. And then in that same color, get a circle type shape, approximately 2 1/4 inches. Whenever I give a circle shape or size, you can always go approximate, whatever fits what you want to use, that kind of thing. It's just an approximation, get as close as you can. Then you want a piece of neutral cardstock that's 4 by 7 1/2, and then you're going to score it at 2 1/4 inches along the long edge. So it's going to end up being folded like that, okay? And then you want another circle, approximately 2 inches. As you may guess, those are going to end up layering on top of each other, okay? Then you needed a piece of designer series paper that's 2 inches by 4 inches. I am going to be using Hues of Happiness. And then another piece of cardstock that is 1/2 inch by 4. And that's going to have just a little bit of a border as part of our decorative area. Then if you wanted to, you could have found thin ribbon or twine, some accessories, and a phrase that you want to fit. And you need images, I should say, to fit your neutral circle. All right, so let's go ahead and start there, decorating up your neutral circle. I am going to be using, let me find it here, Painted Poppies for mine. I only purchased the Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper at the moment, and I wanted to find a flower that I could have kind of blend in with what this has got going on. So I'm choosing the Painted Poppies because it's got a little bit of a similar feel of outlined petals with a darkened center, and this blob is actually going to be my color, and then that's going to help define that area. So I'm going to use those 2 pieces from Painted Poppies. I'm going to go ahead and lay down my daffodil first, which is really easy because it's just a blob. And it doesn't really matter where it goes or what shape it is. Just a blob. That one's an easy one. Oh, I forgot to turn off my computer, so I apologize for the bullying in the background there. Might also come across my phone. I have to remember to mute those guys before I get started. Okay, then there is my detail piece, and I'm just going to stamp that right over.
Text message.
And, yep, see, there you go. Okay, then I'm just going to aim that. It's not designed to be a perfect match. It just kind of fills in some color. So leave a few white spots, all that kind of thing is totally natural and normal for that particular stamp set. and that's really kind of fun. All right, then as I said, we're gonna go ahead and layer that onto that other cardstock circle that you have. And then you can just set that aside for a moment. Let's go ahead and grab that piece of white and get that folded at that 2 1/4 score line that you made. A little extra nice burnish with my bone folder. Now grab that phrase that you've chosen to use today. I'm going to be using, I think I've used this several times in the last couple weeks. I'm going to be using go-to greetings, and as the name implies, it's really become one of my go-to stamp sets. I love the different fonts. I love the different phrases. It's got a little something for everything going on in there. So it's a really, really nice go-to greetings set, as it's so aptly named. All right, I've inked up mine in daffodil. Mine's going to say happy birthday. And pardon if I get a little of my head in the way here. So we're going to put our phrase near the bottom. Okay, like that. That's kind of one of the nice things about this design is you can use a very large greeting on this because you've got a nice wide space to go with that. All right, now before we mount anything onto the card base, we're going to do a little more work with the top area here. Your designer series paper is going to go up here, and you're going to do it right near the top edge here. And then this other piece of cardstock is going to fill in some of the difference here. You're still going to want to have some of that white showing, and it's up to you how much. So if you want more of your cardstock to show, then layer it so that more of that shows. Okay, so more of the cardstock is showing here. If you want less, then have it go under your DSP and just fill in a little bit. Yes, Aiden, everybody hears you. Yeah, they do. He likes to talk. Okay, so that's the difference there. I'm gonna go ahead and leave mine this way because all my other samples show it the other way, and I want to be able for you guys to see the difference. So the easiest way to line that one up then is just to run some tape along one of the edges. Yes, Aiden, we all hear you. And we're gonna do just a tiny border on our designer series paper. And then we're gonna go ahead and mount that on, yes, buddy, on the flap of this right here. Okay, so now I've got kind of an even border top and bottom with the white and between the green and the white here. I'm using Mossy Meadow as my back color. It's one of the shades of green that's in the leaves on these guys here. Now we can go ahead, if you have some of that ribbon or twine that you want to use, here's a good place for it. If you want to do something a little bit bolder with it, I've got gold cord here from the Simply Elegant trim, I believe it's called. And I'm going to add a little bit of cord here and tie it in knots. Grab my scissors, chop off some of that. I like this cord. It's great to work with, nice and thin, and it holds really well when you tie it in knots or bows. And you get both silver and gold together. So no matter what kind of color palette you're working with, one of those colors is sure to go a lot. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and tie my knot and my bow. And I'm going to do them off kind of to one side. And about halfway through, or actually no, a little bit up, a little bit above the halfway point. Because our circle image is going to take up some of that area. And so I wanted to make sure it looks like it's kind of even by the time I'm all done. All right, so we'll go ahead there. And there. And tie our bow. Like so. Okay. So if you wanted to do any kind of ribbon attachment, that's going to be very prominent. This is the way you're going to want to do it. If you want to, oh, hi, Kathy. I didn't see that you followed or jumped in there. So hi, good to see you tonight. So go ahead and add that here if you want to make it as part of a little something to go along with your focal point image. Then hold off and you can add a little knot or a bow or something to that in just a minute. All right, let's go ahead and mount that onto our cardstock now. Actually, I'm going to fold that a little flatter. Oopsie. Okay, seriously. It's like it was greased up or something. There we go. And this should fit with a perfect border around because it ended up being a 4 by 5 1/4 panel. And you've got a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 panel to mark it to lay it on too. Okay, so there is your opening for your card. This is going to be a thin layered card today. And now here you have a choice of mounting it directly or using dimensionals. So what you're going to do is this is going to take up that space in the middle here. And when you're ready to do adhering, make sure your adhesive only goes on the top, because otherwise you'll end up sealing it all the way closed. So I'm gonna do it just straight on. So a little bit of adhesive at the top. You gonna come say hi again, Aiden? Oh, you missed the camera, good job. And again, just make sure that adhesive's up near the top so you don't seal your card closed. All right, well there he is. Hi Aiden, good to see you again. All right, now you need to be out of the way though, buddy. I gotta show off some stuff. If you brought any other sort of accessories or bling or something like that, I'm grabbing my glossy dots. I love these things. There's like a prism look to them inside, and it's probably hard to see on camera, but oh my gosh, if you get these in your hands, they are so fun to play with. One of these colors is daffodil, so I'm gonna go ahead and add just a couple of those guys right there. And I think, now normally I go with a rule of 3, but I think just a 1 and a 2 to highlight my phrase is gonna be good enough for me tonight. Okay, so there we go. That is my on-camera sample of that one. So again, nice easy layout. The designer series paper cut is a 2x4, which is a really nice even cut when you're using your 6x6 or your 12x12s. Right, Kathy? Those glossy dots are so fun. I think everybody needs to have those. Okay, let me go through a couple other samples for you guys tonight. Here's one. I changed it up a little bit. I didn't use my strip of cardstock here. I added another piece of designer series paper down here and a little bit of extra looking parts up here. Same thing, so same designer series paper back here and a bigger square of this one just as more of a focal point. This is that He's the Man designer series paper, and there's one page in there that has a whole bunch of shapes that are already images, shapes, all kinds of things that are cut out or already prepared for you, and you just punch them out of the sheet and use them. So this circle was already created just like that. I just added an espresso circle behind it, and the rest was done for me. And then as my neutral, I have Sahara Sand because that's some of the color that's in there. Okay, so remember, sometimes your tan, your light tans and that kind of thing are really good as neutral colors as well when you need to do that. Since we just passed the Christmas in July phase, I thought I could still kind of go with one Christmas card for you tonight. This holly paper from the mini catalog, oh my gosh, so pretty. I only picked up the paper so far, but I happen to have this carryover set from last year called Merriest Moments, and there are poinsettias in here, so I thought it blended really nicely together. So I added the poinsettia there, a couple of the leaves and the phrase from there. And here you can see, here's a more prominent piece of the DSP, or I'm sorry, of the cardstock. So you can see there's a little bit more of the green element in this one versus where we just had a hint of it showing over here. All right, here's another one. Oh, this is my stepped up version of the one I just did. I switched colors because this Hues of Happiness sheet of cards, DSP that I used went from pinks into the mango-y colors, into yellows, and then into, I don't remember what was at the end. So this piece and this piece were kind of right near each other. And so I picked up the Flirty Flamingo out of this background here as well. And I just changed the circles here. I used it just a little bit larger. Same images though, you can see the blob in the flamingo and the outline in the black. I used silver cord on this one and some iridescent rhinestones. And there's just an extra layer behind the white here, just to have it pop a little bit more. So both of them are just, I think, really pretty, fun layouts. And there's the on camera and the stepped up. And then here's the last one I did using the Splendid Day designer series paper. One of each of the sides of those has a metallic-y foil sheen to it. So this is actually a fresh freesia color, but it's got that, as you can see, it's very shiny. Let me hold it down so it doesn't glare so much. There we go. And then again, same thing, stamped images. I added a little bit of Wink of Stella, and instead of the cord or the ribbon around, I added a little bow to the bottom of my flowers. So that was what I chose to do with that on that one. And as you can see, this one here didn't even have any ribbon or anything like that. I just had the designer series paper kind of play the biggest role in that one. Alrighty, and I believe I forgot to bring over the one that is the inspiration for this, where I got the layout from. So I will make sure that gets posted along with everything else tonight. I got it in a swap from another fellow demonstrator and fell in love with kind of the simplicity of the design and thought it was really fun to play with. So I will make sure that I give her credit in my post when I have it, because that was somehow did not make it over to my table. Shoot. Okay. Well, everybody, that wraps up our first Make It With Me Monday of August. I can hardly believe that it is August already. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you again next Monday. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.